If y'all know someone that needs the information, make sure you let them know. Go to bit.ly/King Ashley Ann, bit.ly/King Ashley Ann, bit.ly/King Ashley Ann. You can do anything. Your papers, grab your tablets, whatever it is you use to take notes. Content is about to begin. If you do not know me, my name is Ashley Ann. I'm a public speaker. I'm an award-winning luxury event designer, but more importantly to y'all, I'm a business builder. I try and broadcast at least 3 times a week, tips and tricks to help you catch the coins, paper the foes, and all the money that you are missing, okay? I love everything about business. I'm not good at what I do. I'm not great at what I do. I am gifted at what I do. I need everybody to give it up to the big G-O-D, because that's who gave me the gifts of business, beautification, and hospitality. I have been able to use them to make a crap load of money for myself, but more importantly, I've been able to help over 11,000 people make money with their social media accounts. Right now, over 700 of my clients are 6-figure earners. I have 146 clients that have done $1 million in under a year. And I have 9 clients that are currently having $1 million months. Blinkety, blink, blink, blink. Okay, so we get commas in the kingdom. We don't play no games out here in these streets. Okay, you're going to be hard pressed to find somebody with more receipts than I have. So if you're in here and if I've helped you make some money, go ahead and drop the $signs, the credit card emojis, the euro, the yen, the dinero. Y'all know my favorite, the little banks. Y'all know my favorite though are the money mouse and the money bags. If you want to tell people how much, okay, I've helped you make, go ahead and drop that number as well while I run my resume. All right. Also, I do have a bachelor's degree. Thank you for everybody that's putting the phone number up in the comments. Thank y'all so much. I do have a bachelor's degree in finance. I do have a master's degree in business, but more importantly than that, I've been a small business owner for 15 years. You can, Events by Ashley Ann, Events by Ashley Ann, Events by Ashley Ann. That is how I made my first milli. That is my first company. It is still operational. You can go and check with the Secretary of State of Arkansas, okay? Legit business. I don't feel like I have to prove myself to anyone, but I do understand the importance of transparency, because there's a lot of scammers in these streets, honey, and people be out here telling y'all that they're going to teach you how to run a business, honey, and they ain't running nothing but their mouth, and they ain't never ran nothing a day in their life. Blink, 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 blink. So yeah, she said $1,000 2 days ago. Come on with the receipt. So that is how that works. That's how that goes. And I help people with branding, product creation, ads, systems, funnels, a lot with social media marketing, conversion, all of that good stuff. So that is that, okay? So yeah. Everybody in the kingdom, you know what I want to see. Ready, 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 ready. Let me see it roll through my comments. And I got 3 rules. If this is your first time here, don't let it be your last time here. Hey Charles, what's going on, honey? Second rule is, if you know somebody that needs this information, make sure that you share on Facebook or share on Instagram right now, okay? Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell a pimp, tell a player, tell somebody in your upline, tell somebody in your downline, tell somebody with a dream, tell somebody you want on your team, okay? Tell somebody about your girl if you are in these streets, okay? Hold on, you guys. Boop, boop, boop. Bam, okay. I ain't had to break out of blocktism in a minute, but all right. What's it? Oh, rule number 3, if I say something and you don't know what it is, you know, pipe up. I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to be able to answer it. I am a simulcaster, so you'll see me back and forth on several different streams, but pipe up, you know what I'm saying? And I will do my best to answer it. And then, yes, you guys also don't forget, text the word commas, KOMMAS, to 501-285-8966. If you're outside of the United States, click the link in my bio and you're going to join the Royal Court. Okay, that's how we're going to do that. Now, side note, for some of you guys in here telling me to block some of these specific people, let me tell you this, and let me tell you this right now. This is something you need to learn about life if you're going to be successful in business. Distractions will come all the time. People will throw rocks at you. People will be rude to you. People will be perverted. There's all sorts of types of things that will happen. Your job is to focus, okay? We don't give, because you find what you focus on. So we don't give attention to distractions or things that don't align with what it is that we're trying to grow, okay? If it's not stopping it, don't pay attention to it. If it's like literally, do not feed it. That is something that I learned a long time ago. That is something that has helped me to be able to outlast other people. That is something that has helped me to be able to grow and develop, piece by piece, because I don't get distracted. I don't really buy into people, other people and their shenanigans, period, okay? I don't let it disrupt me from whatever it is that I'm trying to do. So at the end of the day, there's always going to be something or someone that comes to distract you in life, whether it's a little nasty pervert troll inside of a live stream, whether it is a fight or argument with your spouse or your significant other, whether it is, inclement weather, whether it is your car giving you trouble, whether it is one of your kids spazzing out, okay? Whether it is, whether it's somebody coming with an offer that seems like it's a good deal, but that offer really doesn't align with what it is that you're trying to accomplish. When I say it's always going to be something, it's always going to be something. And you have to learn, if you want to be able to go forward, if you want to be able to grow, if you want to be able to make it happen, you have to be able to shake and bake on distractions, period. You gotta be able to. And sometimes some of the distractions that come, you have to deal with it, but you deal with it and then you go back to whatever your work is, right? We deal with it and then we get back on task. We deal with it and then we get back on par. And so a lot of people, what y'all do is y'all let the distractions come and you never get back on task. You never get back on course. And before you know it, you've put so much energy and so much time and so much effort into something that is a distraction. And now you're tired and you're worn out. You can't go anymore, or you're frustrated or mad or heartbroken. You know what I'm saying? And you're not anywhere near your goal. You're not anywhere where you want it to be. And so, I'm not trying to chastise anybody. I just want you to really take that and think about it. Be focused. You know what I'm saying? Be focused on what you got going on. If it's something that's not going to be, if it's not something that's going to distract you and it's not something that's going to stop you, it don't matter. Period. That's it. In my land, it don't matter. I'm still going after whatever it is I'm trying to go after. I'm still going to do whatever it is that I want to do. None of that other stuff matters. Period. Okay? So, you said ignore the ignorance. Okay, that's cute, Rita. I like that. Shout out to Rita. Rita said ignore the ignorance. Okay. So anyway, let's talk about the basics of making money with your social media accounts, because I've been stalking and chicken hawking and spying. Hey to all the new Kingdom members, and I've been going through y'all's pages. Little do you guys know. Okay, little do you guys know. When I get a little bit of free time, I'm literally out here in these streets just trying to see what you guys are up to. Are you really applying some of the things and some of the information that I'm sharing to you? How many of you guys are ramming, which are random acts of media, okay? That's what we call ramming here in the Kingdom. How many of you guys are very clear in what it is that you're doing? How many of you guys are spamming? How many of you guys are being consistent in your content? And it's just not a lot of y'all doing what we need to be doing. So I figure, let's kind of start from the beginning and do a refresher in your basics when it comes to social media monetization, okay? So number one, out of everything that you need to have going on in these streets, we need to have a specific audience. There's not a way around it. I get so tired of y'all out here in these streets telling me everybody is my customer. Everybody can use this product. Everyone can listen to this podcast. Everyone needs this service. Everyone. Child, that is a whole dirty, stanky lie. Stop. Because everybody is not even interested in whatever it is that you do. You find it interesting, but everyone else doesn't. Everyone doesn't see value in whatever it is that you do, okay? Everyone doesn't see benefit in what it is that you do. Everybody cannot afford whatever it is that you do. And the issue that you guys are having, if somebody doesn't recognize it and say, oh, that's my desire, or that's my problem, or that's my question, you're not going to be able to make sales. And I will tell people we need to niche down, and then y'all always like to combat me. Well, I don't want to feel like I'm leaving out these people. I don't want to feel like I'm excluding them over there. Ain't no, them people not even buying your ish. But excuse me, you know what I'm saying? Excuse my language. They ain't buying your shit. They not checking for you. You have no sales, okay? Like none. They're non-existent. It don't work because you're out here talking to everybody, okay? And when you talk to everyone, you talk to no one, period. Like that's it. That's how it works. This is the thing. Just because you have a niche doesn't mean that people like outliers won't still approach you or won't still buy your stuff. They will. People that like your stuff, they like your stuff. They think it's dope. Whatever your stuff is, whether it's a digital product or physical product, whether you have a restaurant, whether it's a boutique, whether, you know what I'm saying, it's a podcast, like it doesn't matter. If somebody likes your stuff, they like your stuff and they're going to be interested in it because you're going to be able to build up a reputation of being the go-to person for whatever it is, whether it's beauty tips, whether it's cooking, whether it's travel and vacation, whether it's selling homes, whether, you know, it is strategy, whether you make cabinets, if you do surgery, you know, whether you're a dentist, like it doesn't really matter. And so a lot of you guys are out here like just trying to talk to everybody, and a lot of these people literally are not interested in whatever it is that you have going on. So we got to get very, very specific with our audience. A lot of you guys that come into the micro mentorship, we're going to be focused so heavily, like y'all are going to get so tired of me asking you questions about these people, you know what I'm saying, asking questions about who your ideal audience is, because this is the foundation or the basis of you being able to make sales on a consistent basis. So realistically, the first question you need to ask yourself is, what are the frequently asked questions you get? Like, get a piece of paper or type it up, okay? And literally, what are the most, like, the top 10 questions people ask you? And even if it's how much does it cost, you know what I'm saying, write that down. Like, you can create a lead magnet or a list of that, right, to attract the right type of people. If they want to know how do they wear it or how do they use it, right, whatever it is, whatever the top 10 questions you are that you get all the time, write them down. The next thing that you need to ask yourself is, who actually can use your offer? Who's really interested in this offer? Like, and don't be vague and again try and say, oh, it's everybody, it's everybody, it's everybody. It's not everybody. It's really probably only like 1 to 2 groups, 3 groups tops. 3 groups tops. You need to ask who's using it, and then the next question you need to ask yourself is, how are they using your offer? Do they use it to help them build confidence? Is it helping them save time and money? Are they using it as a guide? Are they using it for educational purposes? Are they using it to entertain themselves with? Are they using it to like hang pictures in a house? Like, literally, what are they, like, how are they using it? Who is using it and how are they using it? Once you get that figured out, like with those questions, and you can answer that, now we can identify, these are the groups of people that I need to create my content for. And the reason this target audience matters is because depending on what types of colors, what type of images you're using in your pictures, even the language that you're using, like in the headlines and then the description, is going to speak to certain groups of people, right? So, like, for instance, if I wanted to attract like more women to the audience, let's say I wanted to phase out the men that are in the kingdom, and I only wanted to turn the kingdom, I said, you know what, I want the kingdom to just be for women. This is all we're going to do. Let's just say that's not what's going to happen, but let's just say that's what I wanted to do. I literally would start changing all of my language to be for women's issues. I would be like, hey sis and hey girl all the time. I would change everything into pastels. I would only do like my ads and think pieces and IGTVs to be things that women can relate to, so I can make sure I'm only attracting women. I would also shift my hashtags to hashtags that were gender specific instead of switching my hashtags to hashtags that are reaching out to just people in general who are looking for business information, right? And those sorts of types of things. So if that makes sense to you, that's the mindset you need to be in. Okay? The next thing, once we get through all those questions, we need to think about what problems people have specifically, because you want to showcase yourself as a resource to your audience. So problems will help you problems will help you find your customers, okay? So if you have a solution to their problem, that's the easiest way to gain a lifelong customer. So now whenever you come up with your IGTVs, when you come up with your skits, whenever you come up with your reels, when you're putting the content on your page, it all can be around finding a solution to the problems, literally piece by piece by piece. Like, what problems do they have? And then lastly, some of you guys may be in a business or a field. It's not really related to a problem, right? It just is more based on a desire. And that's why I always say problems or desires, because like if you have a food truck, right, it's not necessarily a problem that your customers have. Their customers have more of a desire to eat something, you know what I'm saying, that's tasty. Like, that's what they want to do. They're like, oh, I want Italian food, or I want seafood, or I want hibachi, or, you know, whatever it is that you provide that they want. That's all it is, right? If you are a beauty influencer and you do makeup tips and tricks and hacks and stuff like that, your customers are not necessarily having a problem. They have a desire of, maybe they want to master a certain type of look, right? Maybe they want to be able, maybe they want to be able to look good for like a photo shoot, or maybe they're having like a dance or a prom, or you know what I'm saying, something like that. You said my customers don't pay for food, they pay for, I missed it. You said they pay for the convenience. I think that's what it said at the end. I wasn't sure, but you know what I'm saying? Like, think about what the desire is. So if it's not a problem that you need to solve, if it's not a question that you need to answer, then it should be a desire. And as long as it's one of those three things, or it can be all of those three things, then you're gonna be in like a really positive position to be able to actually make some sales on your social media pages, okay? Once we get the target audience together, the next thing, the number two, second most important thing, is the actual content correlation, okay? And the content correlation is literally, does your content like lead people to your offer? And a lot of people don't do this. And this is where that ramming comes into play, the random acts of marketing, where you guys are just kind of throwing anything up there instead of literally saying, okay, let's say, I don't know, you have a podcast and your podcast is focused on successful women or something like that. That's just making it up. And I go to your page and I see fight memes, I see puppies, I see pictures of food, I see just general stuff that you think is funny on the page. I see a selfie of you in a cute outfit. I see maybe a picture of you because you went on a trip somewhere or something like that. Like, this is what I'm seeing on the page, right? But there's nothing that actually leads me to understand that you have a broadcast or a podcast, right, that's about dope women, you know what I'm saying, out here doing amazing things, because I can't see it from your content. And then y'all will come to me and y'all are like, well, I have this podcast, but it's really not taking off and my listeners aren't really growing and I'm not really sure what I can do, because y'all will have all that on the page and then y'all will throw that in there and then y'all will be like, oh, come listen to this podcast. Well, God dang it, nobody's coming to listen to the podcast, because from your page, I can't tell that that's what's going on, right? When the proper type of content that correlates with your offer would make sense, maybe highlighting a different woman CEO, or C-level executive or business owner, maybe showcasing amazing women that are doing like crazy, incredible things in their communities, like through philanthropy or in business. Maybe if you had women, right? Maybe we had facts or stats about wage disparities or women in business or education. Maybe you found dope quotes about how when you empower women, they're able to change your community and affect positive change and stuff like that. Then maybe just some images that women would gravitate to. Maybe you have like a time management or self-care, a life balancing tip or something like that on the page. And you're putting it in pastels and feminine colors, and you have lots of images of women all over the page. Well, then people may feel, and maybe you have affirmations too. You have affirmations for women. So if that's what's going on, well, then you're probably going to get the result that you're actually looking for, because now you're producing a lot of content that actually relates to what your offer is. Okay? If that makes sense. If you picking up what I'm putting down. So whenever we think about it like that, that's actually going to lead more to you getting the offer that you want. And I see this all the time. Like, I was working with a realtor. I'm not going to call you out, but don't worry. I was working with a realtor, and she is inside of Texas. And so she's like having trouble, being able to pick up more clients. And when I went and looked at her page, I was like, of course, you can't pick up any clients because you're not showing anything dealing with your day-to-day life in real estate, right? So we switched it over. It took about 2 months, but then she has a plethora of clients. Like, she had to go and get help. But her page was all random, like I was talking about before. But now her page is streamlined. Like, even if it's a selfie, it's literally a selfie. And she's like, going to help my client find their dream home. She does the open houses. She does tours of the neighborhood now. We'll highlight the features of the neighborhood, like the schools or the restaurants or the community centers there. She will do tours. She'll put up information or facts in the neighborhoods that she sells in about, like, house values, maybe what's going on with the crime rate or how low the crime rate is. She'll talk about, what's unique about that specific community. We'll put up like different factoid stuff on there now about things you should be looking for when you're purchasing a home, how to get, these particular types of informations. Here are different contractors or service providers that you can use for things like maybe if you need a new roof or you want to get a custom closet built or you need to get the house painted. Like, we switched it to stuff like that. Images of like really beautiful closets. She's like, can you see your clothes here? Call me. I can help you find the perfect home. Information about how to get your financing if you are selling a home, and what you can do to get the house staged so it's more attractive for other people. So when we switched over to that type of content and literally showing her like doing her job and going to see clients and showing different properties and doing assessments, right, and really tapping into that, all of a sudden her client roster started to explode. And so a lot of it was that she was putting content out on a regular basis every single day that didn't really correlate with her offer, right? Her product is, she's a realtor, right? She wants to sell homes. She wants to help people. She wants to help people put their families into a secure space. But she never, when you looked at her content was there initially, you wouldn't have been able to see that. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell. So you have to make sure that 80% of the content that you're putting out on the page needs to correlate with what your actual like objective or your offer is, if that makes sense, if y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. And then the other 20% can just be fun stuff. You know what I'm saying? It can be stuff that makes you laugh, or something that you thought was cute, or something that was like thought-provoking. Hey, Julie, what's going on, my love? Right? That's all it needs to be. But literally 80% of your content needs to correlate with whatever your overall offer is. So if we're offering people, Uber rides, well, god dang it, my content needs to be about Uber rides, okay? Third thing that we need to have going on in these streets outside of our content correlation, we need to give great value. And a lot of people don't really focus on value. I think sometimes people feel like quantity is better than quality, and that's not necessarily true. You know what I'm saying? Even if something is, even if we can push out a lot of content, if it's not high quality content for the target consumer you're looking for, then honestly it's trash. It's just a waste of time, you know. And I have a lot of people that come to me that have pretty large platforms, but they haven't really been able to monetize the platform effectively because they never focused on the value or the quality that they were putting out in the content. Okay. And I tell y'all all this all the time: you sell by listening, you sell by listening, you sell by listening. Like, that's the name of the game. People will tell you what they want, how they want it, what they need. Like, they will flat out tell you that. Like, all you have to do is listen. You said, should content be on your personal page, business page, or both? I make money on both my pages, but if you want your personal page to be just like totally separate from your if you want your personal page to be totally separate from your business and you don't want to do any income with it, then, you know, just keep your personal page like you having fun, friends and family and stuff like that. But if you're out here trying to get it popping, you said I have to get better about recycling content, you definitely should upcycle and reuse your content for sure. But we got to get into really high quality content. And so the best way to figure out high quality content, you literally just need to put 6 or 7 things out there and see what your audience gravitates to. See what gets the most engagement, see what gets the most saves, see what gets you the most, you know, responses inside of your DMs or as far as polls. And that is your audience letting you know what they like, right? We have some type of idea already once we figure out the niche that we're speaking to. But that's really the best way to solidify it. And so a lot of times people will tell me, well, my content is amazing, you know, and I'm putting out content on a regular basis and blah, 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 and XYZ and element of P. And I'll go and look at the content. I'm like, no, you think the content is amazing. Your audience doesn't think that the content is amazing. Your audience will straight up tell you every single time what it is that they like and what they don't like. So he said, you advised me to use polls and it was really useful. Yeah, them polls are lit, baby. So if we can focus more on the quality instead of just trying to push out a bunch of stuff that's meaningless, I definitely know you'll be able, you know, to build something that you're going to be proud of, but something that's also going to make income for you, right? So let's say I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't even be sharing this with people, but an easy strategy you can use to figure out your content for that day. Literally wake up every day and say, what can I do to help my audience today? What can I share with people that's going to make their life easier or get them one step closer to their goals? Like, literally, that's the simplest way to do it, right? And then once I ask myself that question, because I've done that before, I do that all the time. I do it every day. So like, for instance, later on today, I will be recording, you know, how I was able to make over $10,000 a month selling physical products when I had under 5,000 followers. And I'll break down the overview of the strategy I used and how I'm able to push it out, because that's content that will help somebody. You picking up what I'm putting down? So literally just ask yourself the question, like, what can I do to help somebody today? And if you can't think of what to do, just go look inside of your DMs or look inside of your comments or check an email and see what the last question was somebody asked you. Now, once we know what we're going to help people with that day, then you're going to turn this into at least 3 pieces of content for your timeline. If you don't want to think of another piece of content for your timeline, just share one from your timeline to your story, okay? But it's normally better if you can do that. So one, like, is there a quote or a theory or a term or a concept or something that you can just click, click, clack, type out? Then do it. That's a piece of content. Can you pop on camera, on video, and show people the behind the scenes or the process to doing something? Boom, that's your second post for the day, and that's valuable content. The third thing may be, can you actually take a picture of your product, if it's a physical product or if it's a service? You know, do you have a before and after or a progress or a testimonial or something with you working or a client working on it? Bam, there's your 3 posts. Like, boom, just like that. It wasn't that difficult. If there's something you want to explain, guess what? Turn on the camera in your stories, put it on hands-free. talk through it or whatever, and then post the post and tell people they can swipe up or click the link in the bio to be able to get it. It's not that difficult to make content. A lot of times y'all make it like really, really overly complicated when it comes to valuable content. And literally, if you want valuable content, ask yourself, what can I do to help someone today? That's all it needs to be. Once you figure out how you want to help somebody that day, those are your posts for the day, and it's really easy to put them out. If you use little apps like WordSwag or InShot, also I like Unfold, and I like Story Art too. Then you can make the content like really pretty, and you can do it really easily. Okay. Number 4. Fourth thing that we need to be able to get to the bag out here in these streets, we need a system, and this is where a lot of you guys are failing big time. So your system, aka your funnels, are gonna work for you when you can't actually do the work. Like I don't want to be too complex, because I can't spend the whole, we could talk for a whole week about systems. But basically, when someone sees your content on social media, you really have like 2.3 seconds to catch their attention enough to be able to get them interested, so that they want to, find out more about you or the product or system or, whatever it is going on. Okay. And you don't know when someone's going to see your content exactly. Like, we can guesstimate when the majority of people will see it, but we don't know when everyone is going to see it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So, like, if somebody goes to your page at 3:22 in the morning and you're asleep, you know what I'm saying? Then you don't want to miss a customer because they sent you a request at 3:22 in the morning and you missed it, right? If they send you something at 1:30 in the afternoon, and maybe you still work a 9 to 5, or maybe you have a business call or a business meeting or something, you don't want to miss out on the customer because like that wasn't right there at that time. You see what I'm saying? So like your system is going to work for you even when you're not necessarily available. Your system is going to be able to deliver whatever products you need to be able to deliver. Whatever list building mechanisms, is going to be able to do what it needs to do for you without you having to put in so much effort, without you having to put in so much work. So the first part of your system is literally going to be your tree. And you can either build a custom tree, or you can go and use, it's called Easy Tree. E is in Echo, Z is in Zebra. Easy Tree. Easytree.me. It's fantastic. You can build a tree like that and make it customizable and make it really, really pretty. So on social media, a lot of times y'all are sending people over to your websites. Hey, body by one. A lot of times y'all are sending people over to your website and your website is trash. I said what I said. I said what I said and I meant what I said. Your website is trash. I done went and clicked a whole bunch of y'all's links and went over to your websites, and your websites was trash.com. Okay? We don't have time to talk about that right now, why your website is trash, but just know a lot of y'all's websites are trash. Okay? A lot of the websites are really, really cumbersome. They're difficult to add products to. They're hard to shop. Some of you guys is really, like one girl's site, I really was trying to order some stuff from her, and I had to search for like 12 minutes trying to find the cart. I just got tired. I was like, whatever. I just won't buy it from her. Okay. Anyway, then a lot of them are not mobile friendly. They're not set up for like a positive end user experience. And even if the website is set up like really, really well, by the time you get to the website and you wait for it to load, and then you have to find, the menu bar, then normally there's a sub menu under it. Then you have to scroll the page to find the product or whatever. Then you have to click the product. Then you have to look at the description. Then you have to go add it to the cart. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to go to the cart so you can check out. It is just a lot. Okay, it's just a lot. But trees are beautiful because when they go to the link tree, if you're like clearance items and they click clearance items, then go right there and buy what's on clearance. If you have new arrivals, right there, new arrivals. If you have an ebook you want people to be able to buy, right there to the ebook. If it's an event and you want people to be able to register for it, bam, right there, and they get right to the event page. Like whatever a customer is looking for, they can get to it instantly. That's the beauty of a tree. And so what it does is it increases your conversion rates. You're able to build your list faster, and you're able to make your sales faster, because people literally can go click the link in the bio, get what they need, and go on about their business. Okay. So that's the first part. The second part is going to be what we call a tier 1 funnel over here in the kingdom. And this is where a lot of the automation kicks into place. And we definitely are going to be building these inside of the micro mentorship. So if you don't have one, don't worry. You'll have one by the end of the micro mentorship, as long as you're doing the work. So inside of there, what is like basically when someone comes to get your free 99 offer, so that way it can be added to, so that way you can be able to communicate with them outside of social media. On the back end, it's automatically going to make a paid offer for you. It's going to make it, they're going to see it on their page. And then if they get that paid offer, guess what? They should see an upsell. Then let's say they never get to the page because, you know, they got what they needed and they jetted on out. Well, then guess what? Your email is going to turn around and send them a request for a paid offer. Okay. So basically the people know you have products and services for sale. Okay. And so they can buy them. So that's how that works in your favor. And if you're smart, whatever you're offering to people should correlate with like your core products and your lead magnets. That's how that works, right? Then if you start getting more advanced, then you start running ads, you start doing retargeting campaigns. You know, I may say, everybody that watched this video today, now I want to see you an ad for my 6-figure biz builder course or something like that. And because I know that you're interested in social media monetization because you came into the stream with me today. You see what I'm saying? So that starts getting into a little bit more high level stuff, but that's how your systems work so that they make money for you. Hey, drugstore lady, what's going, drug test lady? Hey, boo, hey. But that's how that works. You picking up what I'm putting down? That's how that works. So a lot of you guys don't have a system. Also, your systems come into play with just in general how you interact with people. So like if someone sends you an email or they call your business or they slide in your DM, there should be a very specific process of how you greet people, maybe what questions you ask them so you can get the proper information so you can get them to the right department, and then how those people are dealt with once they get to that department. You should know from the time someone sends you an inquiry, from the time they become a customer, how long it takes you right for the cash flow, for the cash transaction to actually happen. Like I know how long it takes. A lot of you guys don't know how long it takes. I know from the time somebody clicks a link to book us, from the time I get them on the phone and have a consultation with them, to the time we send out an agreement, from the time they, you know, review the agreement, and to us sending the payment link, like how long that process is before that first installment comes in from that client. You're supposed to know that in your business, and a lot of y'all don't know that. You should know, like you literally should know from how long somebody follows your page to how long it takes to them becoming a customer. You should know the life cycle of that interaction with your clients, right? And you learn that over time, and if you have systems, it makes it really easy for you to be able to learn that. So if you need to speed it up, right, or if you need to increase it, increase the transaction amount, now you're in a position to be able to do that, okay? And then the last thing, number 5, basics that you need to know when it comes to monetizing your social media: analytics, okay? Analytics. So many of you guys do not know your analytics. You don't know your numbers. You don't know like when you should actually be putting your content out, okay? And I think we need to maybe do like a workshop over analytics and how you use the information, because I was just kind of touching on it the other day, and while I was going through it inside of the live, a lot of you guys were blown away. You didn't realize that that information was there inside of your Instagram and your Facebook pages, and then nobody had actually really talked to you guys about how you like interpret this information to use it so that you really can, you know, build up your business and build up your brands. So I definitely want to make sure, I don't know if we'll do like a little weekend workshop or something, maybe a little class that only costs like $47 or something, and we can get in there and break it all down, and everybody can map out. Maybe I can provide some worksheets or something and everybody can get in there and map out what they need to map out. You said I hate analyzing. Guess I got to get with the program. You do, because your analytics will tell you what's the best day for you to post on, what's the best time of day. Your analytics will tell you like what type of content your audience really wants to consume from you. Your analytical information will tell you, like where you need to put your marketing dollars and your efforts into. Your analytics will tell you like what's converting well. Maybe the ad is good, but you need to change the landing page. Maybe the audience is good, but the ad is trash. Like, you can learn all of that if you know how to go in there and interpret your numbers. And so a lot of people don't really know how to do that, but those are going to be your friends, okay? And I will see people, and this is the thing, people give you advice meaning well, but just because they meant well still doesn't mean it was good. And what I mean by that is like, okay, there's this young lady, and she has a husband, and she's a part of Tava, and her husband are like the cutest thing ever, right? And her upline is married too, and her upline actually advised her in a way that people didn't want to see from her. Her upline was like, no, you don't need to have your husband, with you, and blah, 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 and your images and posts and XYZ and element of P. But when we went down and looked at her analytics, her highest rating, and this upline definitely was trying to give her good advice, but it was bad advice that the upline gave to her. You know what I'm saying? The upline was going off of her opinion or what she thought, but it wasn't really like what was good for this particular client. And so when we went into her analytics together, I was able to show her that her people actually love when she posted content with her husband. Her audience loved when she posted like her and her kids and their family endeavors. Her audience like really, really loved the idea of her, and her husband building up like generational wealth and creating this additional income stream and being able to build this business together. That was like what her audience wanted to see from her. And so that weekend when we were there, she started posting more day, and she was like, oh my God, she was like, my engagement is so high. People had started to, send her more inquiries and stuff, because that's what her audience wanted to see from her. And her analytics were telling her that. She just didn't know it, because she didn't know how to get in there and read them and see what they were saying. So that's why I tell y'all all the time, like, your audience will tell you what they want from you. You just have to know how to pay attention to what they're saying, and how to look at that information and go in and say, okay, this is how I need to spit this back out so this can help my growth and help my sales and all of that good stuff. So those are the 5 key things that you need to know when it comes to monetizing your social media pages. Let's do a little Q&A for about 10 minutes before I got to get on another call. Yeah, it's real important to study your analytics. Like, people have no idea. Y'all be sleeping on them, but like everything that you need to know in these streets, and I tell people this all the time, like, my posts that probably make me the most money are my posts that get the least amount of likes, because people are busy clicking the link in my bio, not necessarily double tapping my picture. So if I'm like, hey, click the link in my bio and go sign up for the mentorship, which you guys should. You should click the link in the bio and tap the first button to sign up for the mentorship. But if I tell y'all to do that, right, on a post, that post may only get like 1,000 or 2,000 likes on my page. But if I had like, we had a bunch of people come in and I made $20,000, like, the post may have not looked, so great. I didn't get like 20,000 likes on it, but I made $20,000. What would I rather have, 20,000 likes or $20,000? I want $20,000. That's all I'm saying. So let's do a few questions in the queue, and I'm going to answer as many of these as I can. Facebook, y'all know I don't have a queue over here, so y'all just throw them up in the comments. Let's see. Oh, My Instagram clearly has updated, but my question queue didn't look like this the other day. Is it okay to have 2 to 3 coming soon pre-order items in my tree link? Yes, I actually live for a pre-order. I think pre-orders are really, really smart. I think a lot of times people are kind of like experimenting. They're like, oh, like, let's see, if I can get people to buy this stuff, and you go buy a bunch of inventory for something that you find out that nobody really wanted in the first place, right? That's a super bad position to be in. So I like the idea of pre-orders because it lets you know if people really, really want that product. And so a lot of times, based on how well my pre-orders are going, for me, I may call the manufacturer and say, okay, double my order or triple my order, because my pre-orders, are doing really, really well. Like the first time that I ever did the profit planners in the 365 marketing guide, we did a pre-order the first time because I wanted to see how they were going to do well before I put all of that money into ordering like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in planners. So yeah, so that's definitely, I know, Rochelle, it's super fancy. I'm like, okay. Do you feel like your degrees helped you get to where you are today, or did you make your own wave? A combination of both. I definitely made my own wave, honey. You know what I mean? Some people who drowned are trying to ride this wave. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm playing. But my degrees give me a competitive advantage over people in my industry, and I'm going to tell you why. I actually know how to read financial reports, right? So when I'm trading stocks or looking, at a company to invest in, or if I'm doing day trading, for me, I feel like I can interpret and understand the information better. Also, when it comes to the actual business of business, like structuring your business, different advantages that you can get, so you actually can get like bigger tax breaks and credits. Being able to actually put together like maybe systems and understanding the processes of things, and like what it costs to actually acquire a customer, or how to do things like increasing your transaction amounts and stuff like that. I do have an advantage over other people in my industry when it comes to that type of stuff, because I know how to do all of that. Like, I actually understand how to run a business. There's a lot of people that they make money, but they don't know how to run a business, and that's why they can't sustain making the money, if that makes sense. So I feel like, I have street smarts too anyway, but definitely going to school and choosing to get a degree in finance and a master's in business has given me a competitive advantage over my competition, because I understand some things that they just don't understand. Like, I know how to tell my clients, like, hey, you need to make sure you fill out this form and this form and this form, because if you don't, it's gonna send up a red flag, and you're gonna get an audit, and they're gonna freeze your accounts, and then people gonna be in your life. You know what I'm saying? I know how to tell my clients, you've made this much money, it's time that you switch over to a wealth strategist, and we need to do XYZ and element of P so you can hold this. I know how to direct my clients and say, hey, you had this much come in, it's time that you go over and talk to this guy so you can get your annuities and your policy set up. I know when I see my clients making mistakes, and I'm like, I say, you don't need to do that, because you're going to be burnt out, because you're doing, too much work. Everything is involving too much of you, and you're going to be burnt out in the next 8 months. Don't do that. We need to go and set up this system instead, if that makes sense. So I know how to help my clients with like those sorts of types of things. So I get an advantage from it, from that. What's your zodiac sign? Taurus. Taurus gang. What course should I get from you regarding drop shipping, new edit, all? I would tell you Instacorn Academy is the best program, because when it comes time to market and get traffic and sell and convert in your store, it can help with that. If you're in the beginning stages, you actually need to follow at Mogul Mompreneur. Audrey is amazing, and she'll help you get set up with the beginning stages for your drop shipping, and she has some really dope classes on Facebook, for sure. Hey, I did a major price increase. How should I introduce that to my customers? So first thing first is, if you can, offer some type of loyalty discount to the customers that you already, to your loyal customers that you've already had. You know, businesses grow, you know what I'm saying? And everybody realizes inflation is real, and your products and supply chain and shipping, like, I mean, shipping has gone up massively. It's crazy. Like within 60 days of COVID, shipping just like doubled or tripled, right? So you know, you may not be able to keep the prices the same, right? So if it's any type of shifts like that, you know, you would literally, you need to send out an email or something, or a text message to the customers, and you need to say, hey, you know, in an effort to provide better services, and a better experience to our customer, or in light of this happening and this happening and this happening, you know, this is why we're giving a price increase. A lot of times if you talk to people and you tell them why, they'll be down with it. And then at the end you say, hey, because you already were a customer or a client of mine and you've been loyal to me, I'm going to honor this rate, you know, for you, or, you know what I'm saying? That sort of type of thing. Also, if you're going to do a price increase, then you may need to restructure your offer or restructure your product. And what I mean by that is really breaking down everything that's included in that product or that offer, you know, so that people understand what they're getting, you know what I'm saying? So that they get the full benefit of what is it that I'm buying into, you know what I mean? Like, that helps a lot too. So if people can see the value in this offer, then sometimes they don't mind as much about the price going up, because they're like, oh, you know, I'm getting XYZ and element of P as well. The third thing I would tell you to do if you're increasing the prices, you may need to work, if it's a physical product, you may need to look at repackaging. If it's a digital product, I would definitely say do a makeover, like on the page and on the graphics and all of that stuff. So again, people equate it with new and better and improved, you know, so that way they're more comfortable with the price increase. Because a lot of times people are not going to be cool with a price increase if they feel like it's the same old that they've been getting. Like, they're gonna be like, whatever, like, go somewhere with that. It's trash. So so that is that. And there are a few other things that you can do, but we ain't really got a bunch of time to get into all of that when it comes to increasing the prices. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the content today. I hope to see you in the micro mentorship. Remember, click the link in my bio, tap the first button, go ahead and get in that thing. Tonight we get started on Monday, okay? That's how you can make that happen. Spots are first come, first serve. I'll open up another 50. If you're paying in full, you get an 80% discount on the payment plan. I did a discount one for that too, so it's only $197 a week versus the $997 up front. We get started Monday, okay? We have weekly live sessions in the micro mentorship on Tuesdays at 12:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are on the planet Earth. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. If it's morning time or daytime where you are, have a productive and a prosperous day. If it's evening time, get yourself a good night's rest. Everybody be safe, wash your hands, click the link in the bio and get your Valet 30, because clearly you need your immune system to be boosted, because I have seen several states are getting rid of the mask mandates, okay? I will still be wearing mine. However, you know, y'all do what you need to do in these streets, all right? Just stay safe. Bye, everybody. All right, I love you guys. Have a fabulous day. Stay safe, stay clean. Like what we teach works. Blink, blink, blink. Boom. There we go.